I want to finish on this. I'm going to bring it back full circle to our families, your son, and the legacy. And, I lost my father around the same time that you were bar mitzvahed, and your father was my age, and meaning my age now. And just that connective tissue of passing along the leadership of a family and how that emanates out into the business world, into your community of veterans, into your foundation, into all the keynote work that you do. You are showing the way and being vulnerable. And just speak to that. I was 13. February was my bar mitzvah. My father passed away that year in November.
Wow.
Okay. He was 47.
Wow.
My daughters were born when I was 47, and in 3 years, they're going to be bat mitzvah. And I just think a lot about the contribution. Wake up every day. Today's going to be a great day. That's our phrase in our house. Life is, and they have to fill in the blank, an adventure. And, I'm just very in touch with that paying it forward, Waldo, and the training and the agony and the panic attacks and being shot at in combat is all the gifts that you've been able to absorb and internalize and then give back in your own version. And just talk about the very few people that have gotten to be a Hall of Fame speaker, less than 200 in the world, less than almost 6% of all speakers in the world. What's that like for you on a level of satisfaction and experience to be able to pull all that in and then give it away? Sorry, that's 3 or 4 more podcasts.
No, exactly. Yeah. Look, I think you have to earn your wings every day. Every day, you got to rehack the clock. No one cares what you did yesterday. Tomorrow's in the future. You got to be present and do the work. But having that vector of joy is really, really key. And I learned this. I talked to a speaker 2 days ago. He overcame brain cancer. The doctor told me I had 7 months to live, and it's 7 or 8 years later. And now he's speaking about hope. There's a book, Hope is Not a Strategy. Every year that book, Hope is Not a Strategy. It's
it early sounds familiar.
90s, and it was really popular. It's from an author here in Atlanta. I can't even remember his name. Forgive me. But I'm like, and he's like, hope is not a strategy. I said, dude, hope is a strategy. You need to tagline that. Hope is a strategy. It's got to be combined with action and sweat and grit. But hope is a strategy. And hope means you see something positive on the other side. There is an outcome that's available to you, that there is light beyond the darkness. I've seen the darkness. I've experienced it. We all have. But when you, like you said, when you give that gift to your children and have them think about the positivity and the blessings of life, now we're focused on that vector, the end goal of joy rather than fear, of accomplishment, of making things happen as opposed to failure. Now, you got to prepare for the worst, but expect the best. You got to put in the work so those missiles and changes come. You got to sweat, but ultimately, you got to have that conduit, that connection to the joys of life. And that's the legacy that I want to live. One of the quotes I say in my speeches, and I didn't make this quote up, is, when you sip from the fountain, don't forget who dug the well. And I love talking about core values and who you are and the wells that we dig. I want to be a well digger. I want, 30, 40 years from now, when I die peacefully and very, very fast in my sleep, that said, Waldo was a giver. He dug the well. He was tough. He didn't handle mediocrity very well. He had that New York intensity about him, but he was a lover and he fought for what was right. That's what I want to teach my friends, my child. That's what I want to bring into the world, that sometimes we got to fight for the things that we love, that and truly, that we want to not just fight for, but love for.
That's right.
That has to be the paradigm. And that's the gift that I want to give. And it takes work. It takes sweat. Man, it's going to take a couple missile launches and combat missions and anxiety, panic attacks. But on the opposite side of that fear is growth and life and love. And that's the gift. That's the beauty of what we're all going through as human beings.